Hi everyone, and welcome to our Region 10 online ESL certification prep course. This course is designed to help you to prepare for the ESL TExES Supplemental number 154 exam. As you prepare for the course, this video is just giving you an overview of the components of the different pieces of material that we'll be covering. So, as you can see, throughout the course, there will be opportunities for you to stop and take some notes and make some responses. I want to warn you, this is an intensive study course. So there are not a lot of additional activities embedded throughout the course. This is not as much of a professional development as it is an opportunity for you to study to take this exam. Of course, we also throughout the course are going to be thinking about the implications for implementation in the classroom to actually serve our English language learners. However, it is very rich in material and there will be a lot that you'll want to stop and take note of. So throughout the course, I will give you a symbol. I'm going to make this sign right here, and that will give you an opportunity to pause and to take some notes and then also write a response. Think about how it applies to you and in the classroom, or specifically how you want to handle thinking through that on taking the exam. So right now, I want you to take a moment and find a format that's comfortable for you, whether it's paper, pencil, or on your computer or tablet. Think of a way that you want to take your notes throughout the course. You can set it up through kind of a reader's response type of journal if you'd like. I have a chart here that you could utilize that type of format. On the left side, you'll notice where you could take some notes, and then on the right side, make your responses. So right now, I want you to go ahead and pause the video and take a moment to set up your notes. All right, now that you've had a chance to set up your notes, let's just take a look at what is going to be covered in this course. So, the ESL certification prep course is broken up into three domains. This course begins with domain 3. We're going to begin with competency 8, 9, and 10. There are a total of 10 competencies, as you can see. The reason we begin here in domain 3 is because it really sets up that historical perspective and helps to set the foundation for understanding ESL programs in Texas specifically. So we start there with domain 3, competency 8, 9, and 10. And again, although you have the flexibility to move from competency to competency in the order you would like, I do suggest if you're going to take this course for the certificate, I would suggest you to follow it in the order that it is assigned. After domain 3, and notice domain 3 is actually 30% of the test framework. And then after domain 3, you'll go into domain 1. This is a lot of really technical information in domain 1 with competencies 1 and 2. Lots of vocabulary to discover there. You may or may not have in your teacher prep college courses, or in your alternative certification courses, you may or may not have had some of that direct instruction on this terminology, so it may or may not be familiar to you. So that will be a really, although it's just 25% of the course, it is a very essential piece of information. Lastly, the course will cover domain 2, which encompasses competencies 3 through 7, and there are some embedded activities for competencies 5 and 6 for you to discover, and that makes up 45% of the test. All right, so let's take a moment, and I want to go to some of our materials that you see in the course and make sure that you know what's available to you there. As you can see, our first resource is just an at a glance that just shows, again, the domains of the test, the numbers of questions on the test, and the time you have to complete the test. So that is the test at a glance. The next resource that you'll find in the overview is the test framework. This test framework comes directly from the TExES ESL Supplemental preparation manual. And so this information comes from there and aligns with the competencies, the 10 competencies and each of the components for those competencies. At the beginning of each of the competencies, I will be referring back to this test framework. You will see it there in the PowerPoint as we go along, and I'll have you think about your background knowledge. What do you already know about this area, and then what might be new or that you might have questions about. All right, and then the next resource that we have there in the overview is our steps for actually registering for the test. You know, keep in mind you have to create your account with ETS in order to access how to register for the test. There's no list of test dates for me to send you to. You actually just have to go to the ETS website. It's noted here at the bottom of the resource, texes.ets.org. You go there in order to register for the test and to find test dates and locations near you. Keep in mind that the ETS website also has a very nice preparation manual with a practice exam in it with annotated answers, which is another very good resource for you. Finally, in the overview, we have another resource that is just some terminology that may be related to different items that you'll find on the ESL Supplemental 154 exam. And so this is just a couple pages of some different terminology with definitions that you can take a look at so that you're familiar. And again, the majority of these items will be covered throughout the different components of the test. All right, so again, we have 3 domains. We're going to start in domain 3, then 1, and then 2 to wrap up this course. Again, domain 3 makes up that 30%, domain 1, 25%, and domain 2, 45% of your exam. All right, we're about to dive in. Before you, though, begin competency 8 in domain 3, I want you to take a look at the next video in the overview and think about our data of who are our ELLs in Texas. All right, so take a look at that video, and then I'll see you in the competencies.